For the second time in 4 years, the Reagan Rattler baseball team made it to the semifinals of the 6A baseball tournament. But unlike the 2014 team that was the heavy favorite to make it to Round Rock, the 2017 team was more of an underdog. The Rattlers did not win their district. It was Churchill who was the district champion, and the Rattlers had to survive a Game 3 against another district champion, Smithson Valley, just to make it to mid-May baseball. But after that, the Rattlers got going. They beat district rival and last year's state runner-up Johnson in the third round, upstart San Antonio Southwest in round 4, then got a rematch with district rival Churchill in the quarterfinals, and after being blown out twice in district play, the Rattlers beat the Chargers twice to punch their ticket back to Round Rock. So how did the Rattlers make it back to the Final Four? Well, many will say it was their great baseball that was played over the final month of the season, but some will say it was the legend of a ram skull found during the Smithson Valley series that powered the Rattlers back to the summit. Usually the state semifinals are contested on a neutral site, but the Rattlers drew unofficial host Round Rock in round number 6. While the Rattlers traveled 98 miles to reach the stadium known as the Mouse Pad, the Dragons only had to travel 6 miles, which meant a large crowd was in store. More than 7,800 would watch, the second largest baseball championship crowd in UIL history.
That's what you live for when you play sports. Crowd like that, they were awesome. Our crowd was awesome. Just a whole fun deal. It's a state tournament, so expect something big like that.
I like the way that the whole field and atmosphere gives you when you walk on. It's really energetic, and it's really something special you ever get down here.
Reagan had first at bats, and an error helped to put runners on the corners to start the contest. Senior Ramon Garza grounded into a double play. What would normally be a pitcher's best friend instead was the Rattlers' pal, as that allowed Hilton Brown to score and the Rattlers to strike first. That gave the Rattlers a critical run before the Dragons ever batted. That was also the first ever run Round Rock had allowed in a state semifinal after shutting out their previous 2 semifinal opponents. Starting pitcher Jake Hoggett was in control early. This strikeout kept him perfect through 2. But the third inning was nearly the undoing for the Rattlers. 2 bad hops led to 2 infield singles for the Dragons, and a perfect bunt loaded the bases with nobody out. What could have turned into a disaster for Reagan instead turned into the senior pitcher's finest moment. He gave up a sacrifice fly to tie the game, but retired the next 2 hitters on a flyout and a pop-out. Although the lead was lost, his confidence grew.
Really, it's a lot of everybody coming together, just saying, hey, it's all right, we're fine, everything's good, and then you got to execute pitches in a tough spot like that, and I did.
They only got 1 run, and I mean, that could have been a lot worse, but you know, Jake made some pitches, we made some plays on defense, and we were able to limit them.
Jake Hoggett threw a great game, and he's so chill on the mound, and that helped him a lot. And without Hoggett on the mound, I don't know that we get out of the inning like that.
And once Round Rock started making mistakes in the 4th, the offense made sure he would not have to sweat through another jam. With Cade Bourmet on after a leadoff single, Josh Killeen tried to bunt Bourmet to second, but instead Round Rock pitcher Grant Miller threw the ball away. That put Bourmet at third and Killeen at second. 1 out later, Seth Morrow made Round Rock pay for that mistake. He tripled to right field to score both runners. That put the NEISD team back in front and earned him a smack on the posterior by manager Chance Chapman.
The first hit really calmed me down at the plate, and the second hit I just put a good swing on a good pitch, and it was a pretty big hit.
Cal Martin followed with a sacrifice fly to make it 4-1, and after a single and a walk put 2 more on, Porter Brown's grounder to second that would have ended the inning instead careened off the second baseman and another run scored. 5-1 Reagan with 4 unearned runs thanks to 3 critical Round Rock mistakes. The semifinal had a very simple theme. Every time Reagan made a mistake, the Rattlers minimized the damage, but when the Dragons made a mistake, they made more mistakes, which was the venom the Rattlers needed to poison Round Rock's chances of making it to the title game.
It's what we've done all year, getting big-time hits, making big plays in the field.
Round Rock tried to mount a counterattack in the bottom half of the inning. With 2 on and none out, it looked like Hoggett was back in trouble. Instead, a strikeout, flyout, and groundout ended the inning and any drama that remained in the match. To the fifth, where Seth Morrow continued his barrage on the Williamson County team. His double to left center scored pinch runner Grant Ellis, and that made the score 6-1. He was 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs and was a home run short of the cycle.
A guy that comes to work every day, never says a word, just, plays as hard as he can. And, you could probably count how many times he said something this year on one hand. I mean, he's just there when you need him, and he's had a great playoff run.
He's stroking the ball tonight. We were talking about it before the game, how his brother was here the last time we were here, and he was really good here. And I think it's just a Morrow thing now.
He would get one more shot at the elusive cycle, but ended up reaching on an error in the 7th inning. The error was an exclamation mark on the game. Reagan took advantage of mistakes all night long, which included a run off a wild pitch. Hoggett recorded the final outs, and Reagan won 7-1. He walked 1, struck out 4, and was in complete control over the final innings.
It was fun. We knew they were going to have more fans than us, and we knew that we were going to have to come out and really play well. And it was probably the most fun game I've ever played in.
It was fun for Reagan as they took advantage of 4 Dragon errors and a wild pitch. Of note, it was the 2nd straight year an NEISD baseball player had 3 hits in a semifinal. Dalton Sheffield of Johnson did it last year. Round Rock had allowed a total of 6 runs their previous 4 semifinal and finals games combined, but gave up 7 runs, 4 unearned in this game. It was the 5th straight baseball semifinal win for an NEISD school and 4th straight win by a San Antonio school in the baseball semifinals, though not one of those teams would win the state title. Their opponent in the final was a team more used to success in softball than baseball, Deer Park, another team that defeated a school named the Dragons in the semifinals. The Deer came from behind to beat South Lake Carroll 3-2 in the other semifinal game, in a game that was decided by, of all things, a balk. Managers Chris Rupp and Chance Chapman spoke after Friday's semis as one would win their first baseball title.
They're good. They're obviously in this situation for a reason. I mean, you don't get to this point and be lucky. You're not lucky and get to the state championship game. You're there for a reason.
Set the tone for the game right now. Got it? Dead-ass sprint when you go on the field. That looks good, and that sets it, and that gets everything going right there. Let's go. Break it out and get going.
Manager Chance Chapman had his team ready to go for the title bout, knowing Deer Park would be a much tougher opponent than Round Rock or any of the very good teams Reagan faced during the season. Reagan won the flip and Chapman took last at bats. Early on, Reagan continued to dodge danger. First inning, runner on third for the Deer, but starting pitcher Cal Carver induced a ground out to end the inning. The theme of the title bout was Reagan had plenty of hits, but could never get the timely key hit to score runs. The Rattlers grounded into a pair of double plays in the first 2 innings, which each short-circuited scoring opportunities.
It kind of took the wind out of our sails a little bit, and we couldn't get that big-time hit.
Sometimes those things just kill momentum, and some things went their way, and a really good baseball team, they deserved it, but unfortunately it couldn't go our way. But these guys worked really hard, nothing to hang their heads about.
Reagan played very well defensively, but the Deer used small ball in the form of a double steal, a sacrifice fly, and a pair of RBI singles to build a 6-0 lead.
That was the whole deal. I mean, we had a lot of base runners, but we couldn't get the hit, and they were able to, and that was the difference in the ball game.
Finally, in the 4th, the green team got on the scoreboard. With runners on 2nd and 3rd, Morrow grounded out to score Ramon Garza. Morrow finished the series with 4 RBIs, among the highest totals in 6A baseball history. Cade Bourmette's final at-bat as a Rattler was fruitful as an infield single in the 6th scored Hilton Brown. While the Rattlers had 11 hits in the game, they could not string a rally together, and Deer Park's pitching and defense was just enough to keep Reagan from the Golden Trapezoid. The Deer won 7-2 to win their first baseball title to go along with multiple ones in softball.
Proud of you guys. Proud of the boy. Right? Very proud.
Although Reagan did not take home the Golden Trapezoid on this day, they did take home a Silver Trapezoid, medals, and a lot of pride in a job well done to make it to the final game of the year when many expected they would have bowed out during the early rounds.
You younger guys, you followed. And that's why we got to this point. It wasn't meant to be. And I know you don't want to hear that, and I don't want to hear it, but you know what? In the end, it just wasn't our day. Your effort was fantastic. I probably haven't had anybody, a group that has played as hard as you guys all the time. And that makes it fun.
We worked hard for this, and I mean, it's heartbreaking losing, but knowing our hard work got us this far, it's a good feeling.
I just think this group has been has done really well together. The team chemistry here is just something I've never been able to be a part of, and it's incredible here. And these guys have fought all year long and have fought against the odds, and they did a great job.
I remember when I was in 8th grade and I was sitting in the stands watching the 2014 team compete, and it's really something special to get a chance to come out here and be on the field and experience all the emotions and everything.
A great group. I mean, you know, we've won a lot of ball games with them. I mean, they're outstanding people, and you know, they're going to be missed.
It's been an incredible experience. You know, Coach Chapman does a great job with us. He does a great job with his players, and I'm just so fortunate to be a part of a group of guys like this.
I hope next year we take all this emotion and feeling and we turn into some momentum for next year and something special.
It wasn't meant to be today.
Four Reagan Rattlers earned All-State honors: Porter Brown, Mac Papini, Seth Morrill, and Cal Martin. Even though the Rattlers didn't have the storybook ending to their playoff run, their run did show that whether they're the favorites or the underdog, the Rattlers are still one of the toughest baseball teams to beat in the state. Reporting from San Antonio, I'm Greg Sherman.